Hello, good morning. It's Sunday, March 15th. I forgot the date for a second. And I have just texted the the landlord of that apartment back to say, yes, please, I will take it if that works for you. Which is exciting. I'm obviously tired. I did not fall asleep until like 3-ish last night. And then I woke up at like 9:30, which is surprising, but was also handy because I really kind of wanted to get that text sent off early this morning. And I did, but now like that's all that I really needed to do early. And I kind of want to go back to bed, which is maybe ironic because the past few days I've been like, damn, I keep waking up so late. I'd love to get up earlier again. And now here I am awake early and I don't want to be. But I got myself an apple for breakfast, and because it's like 10 o'clock now, I feel like I should take the old meds and give them time to work and not still be running through my system when it gets to like midnight, 1 a.m. So I might move out onto the sofa in the living room and continue to chill, but not like be actively in bed so that I'm less likely to fall back asleep. But also I might just take the meds and then lie here for a while, and if I fall asleep, I fall asleep, and if I don't, then I don't. I hate that like dilemma of like I'm up and it's earlier than the past few days, but also I didn't fall asleep until late and I slept for maybe 6 hours, which isn't a tiny amount. I existed for years on 6 hours of sleep, but also I know that it's not what my body prefers. So, do I go back to sleep or do I just stay up? I hate that dilemma. And like maybe I take a nap in an hour or two. That seems like it would be a good idea. I don't know. For now, we're not worrying about sleep. We are worrying about celebrating the fact that I said, yes, please, I will live here. And now we're leaving it up to the universe. If it is not the place for me, then I'm trusting that something will get in the way. And if it is the place, then I'm trusting that it will all go smoothly. I say the place as if there's only like one place where I could be happy. That also sounds where I could be happy. But like where I would enjoy living for the next year. But I don't think that's necessarily true. But like, if I made a bad call and I let the anxieties of like trying to find a place and the time pressure and the pressure to say yes to and like a place because they were like, yes, we like you. If I let those get to me and that is what made this decision, then I trust that the universe will say, no, 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 try again. And if that's not the case and it was really just, I kind of made the decision based on the feeling of like, if I were to get back to them and say, yes, please, and they were like, oh, sorry, we got someone else, then I would be sad. Because there are lots of things that I really like about this place. I also spent a lot of time like trying to visualize like living there and getting up in the morning and like where I would like making breakfast and where I would drink my tea and if I could see myself going to the park when it's sunny instead of just wanting to like be outside but still be in my home. So I did actually think about like the living there of it all. But then, yeah, it was also like, would I be more sad if, not more sad, but like, would I be sad if I said, yes, I would like to live here, and they said, oh, sorry, something has come up? And that was a definite yes. So, yeah, I said, yes, I would like to live here. And now I am trusting that if they say, sorry, something has come up, it is because that is how it's meant to be. And that will be a clear indication that, like, you're, this is not the one. Because I think part of the reason that I am often like, it's a tension between, like, I don't want to go for a place out of like a scarcity mindset of like, this is the only place that will be acceptable and good. But then it's also the sort of same scarcity mindset of like, but what if this isn't right? What if this isn't the one? What if there's something wrong here that I just haven't seen yet? What if I end up hating the neighborhood? Or it's like sort of all of those, like, what could go wrong, and I should be doing more research, and I should be finding other places, and I should be like doing this better somehow. And that kind of feeling. And I feel like that kind of comes from the same place of like, I don't know. How am I trying to describe this? It feels like they both come from a place of like doubting and fearing what I want and the decisions that I'm making. Like, if I want to choose this place, then the internal dialogue goes, but what if it ends up being terrible? What if there's somewhere better right around the corner? What if there's somewhere that's completely perfect? And like, this place is pretty damn near perfect. I don't love the furniture, but I can slowly replace that as I acquire furniture. And I don't like the decorative shelves, but even thinking about that, I was like, oh, this one in the kitchen could easily store tea. Like, there are things I can use them for that aren't just trinkets. So that is kind of small. Like, that's a minor thing. Anyway, now I'm getting back into the specific sort of little minutia, as it were. But yeah, it's like, if I want to go with this place, then the inner dialogue goes, oh, but look at all these problems with it. Oh, look at, you're gonna hate these things. Oh, there's probably somewhere that's better and perfect, and maybe actually this isn't the neighborhood you want to be in. Maybe you want to be really close to downtown. Maybe you want to be in one of these neighborhoods. Maybe you need to be in a queer neighborhood because otherwise you won't meet any queer people and you'll just be the only gay in the neighborhood again. And that's just like, that's so not how it works. I don't need to live in the gay village to enjoy queer Montreal. But then it's like, if I don't want to say yes to a place, the mind goes, but what if there's nowhere else? What if this is the best there is? And by saying no to this, you're like sticking yourself with something that's going to be worse. And it really is just like, I cannot win against my own internal voices. Well, it's not that I can't win, it's just that they make it difficult to win. They make it difficult to know what would be winning and what would be caving to their whims. So, yeah. I thought about it. I felt it out. And we're gonna see what we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this one goes. Yeah, I'm trusting the universe to intervene if it knows that this will go horribly. And yeah, I'm also just putting out the energy of like, not putting out the energy of, this is going to be terrible and I'm going to hate living above the landlords and their kid, and it's going to be, you know, the furniture is going to be uncomfortable and it's going to make me angry. And I'm not, as I just go and talk about all that, I am rejecting those ideas. Sure, those are some past experiences. I've had a lot of furnished places where the furniture was truly horrific to sit on, and really just like shitty landlords. But that does not need to be this place. This place could be completely different, and I'm trusting that it will be completely different. And while I know that the desk and desk chair will not be ideal, I also think I kind of want to switch where the desk is. I kind of want to point it towards the living space. Because, like, it's still a desk. I can still work there for however long until I find a perfect desk that I really want and love. But I don't need to do that right now. I don't have that pressure. I've got, well, if they're good with this, then I've got all the furniture that I need, and yeah, I can focus on like other things, which is nice. So, yeah, we are rejecting the fear matrix saying everything that could go wrong in choosing an apartment, because I feel like that's also the other thing. Like, you can't really know if you're going to like living somewhere until you've lived there. So it's kind of always a gamble. Like, you can look at all the factors that you can think of and have thought of previously, but like you don't know what living there is going to be like until you live there. So I'm manifesting all of the good outcomes and possibilities, and rejecting the fears that are creeping into my mind. Not that are creeping into my mind, but that did and have crept into my mind. That were kind of stopping me up. So, yeah. All that being said, I'm very excited. We'll see when they get back to me. I'm trying also not to let the like nerves creep in there of like, oh God, when are they going to respond? What are they going to say? What if something has come up? Because, as I said, if it has, I'm trusting that that is the universe saying, this wasn't the one. Keep looking. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And I think the best way to embody that energy is by having a very chill, stress-free, just existing morning. And then this afternoon, I will go over my bio for the pups and all the different things that I need to update, since they have changed significantly over the past 3 years. Has it really been 3 years? No, 2 years. 2 years since I started. Yeah. But that's an afternoon task. For now, all we need to do is chill. So, that's what I'm off to do. Okay, I'm back with a dilemma, because there's a little guy in the bathtub, and I thought he came from the drain, and now he's hanging out by the drain, which makes me think maybe he did come from the drain. But there's also currently like a mesh thing over the drain, so I don't know how he could have gotten out of there. And there was another one in the bathtub, or in the bathroom, a couple days ago. And I don't know if maybe it's the same one actually, and now he's just all grown up. Because the other one was much smaller. And this guy's kind of massive. And I kind of hate these guys. But I also don't know how to get rid of it. And I could just kill it. I don't want to kill it. I just want it to not be here. And I'm deeply confused. I don't even know what they're called. I could look them up. I'm just looking at his weird little tail. Oh. These guys. See, there he is. Yeah, I don't know what they're called. I don't know why they love bathrooms. He seems smaller in the camera. He's actually massive. He's like over a centimeter long. And he's just sitting there at the drain. And like, should I move it aside and let him go down if he wants to? Maybe that is his home. I put some toilet paper here as like a little ladder for him in case he wanted to crawl out. Because like, I don't want him to necessarily die. I just want him to not be here. And he was trying to climb up the sides of the tub and he wasn't having a very good time of it. So I thought maybe I'd let him escape, but he doesn't seem to want to escape. Or at least not that way. Look at his little legs. Oh. And that stupid little tail thing. I really hate that. I guess it's not a tail. It's like some kind of an antenna, maybe? It looks like he just wants to go down the drain. But I'm also afraid that if I like touch the drain, he's gonna like scamper. And then I'm gonna regret touching it. Okay, okay. Don't move. Ah! Too much movement. Yeah, I'm not good at this. Okay, come on. Ah! Okay, there we go. If you want to go down there, you can go down there. And I will put this back later. Anyway, that's the rest of my morning. Just dealing with horrifying little bugs. I don't know why they creep me out so much. Actually, I do. It's because of how fast they move. I really don't like things that move fast. Which sounds like such a weird thing to hate, but small things that move very quickly, yeah, creep me right out. Part of why I was terrified of moths for so long. Moths were the bane of my existence. I still don't love them, if I'm being honest, but I've gotten to a point, at least I like to think I have, where I can like be in the same room as a moth and not completely lose my shit. Which wasn't the case a couple of years ago, so that's something. Oh, what a beautiful spring day. The birds are chirping. There's still feet of snow outside, but it's March and it's Quebec, so, oh, little birdies. Let's see. Can we see them? Can we see them there? I can't tell. The screen's too dark. Should I zoom in too far? He's just right there. There he goes. Look at that. Lovely. What a little cutie pie. Oh, and there's another one in the tree up there. Hello. There's two. Good morning. Lovely to see you. Welcome to our home. I hope you're enjoying your visit. Oh, he wasn't. Okay. Oh no, that was another friend who joined him. The other guy's still there. Anyway, that's that. That's the morning's entertainment for me. We got a couple of bugs and a couple of birds. Actually, only one bug. I still don't know if that other bug from a couple days ago was him or was his friend. Maybe it was his enemy and they're fighting for the turf. I don't know. Is he still in there? I shouldn't be checking. I should just let him do his thing. He's sitting exactly where he was. Okay, I'm gonna leave him to it. I'm gonna close the door so he's got lots of privacy. There we go. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just hang out for a while. I might do a little reading. I feel like I'm lying when I say reading because half the time I mean reading fics, but it's still reading. Like I'm still, like it's the action of reading. But yeah, I feel like I'm like being sneaky when I say reading. Like I'm trying to paint a picture of me with like a Dickens book and not like a sweet, hilarious, sometimes smutty story about some of my favorite characters. But that's what I'm reading a lot of the time. And I love it. So, whatever. Um, I say whatever as if I'm not still actively like, oh God, but reading fan fiction is shameful and embarrassing and so lame. Like, who says? Truly, who says? I mean, I know who says, but do I care about their opinions? No. So, whatever, I guess. I don't know. I still feel like I'm trying to justify myself. But that is an impulse that we are slowly unpacking and unpicking and getting rid of. And it's a process. So, I might read a fic. I might also read a book, but, we'll see. Depends on the mood. I've only got 2 books with me that I haven't finished, which is not actually a small amount. That's like 2 books I could read. But one of them I haven't started, so I don't know what the vibe is. And the other one is it's a very specific vibe, energy, tone. I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of, I like it. It's very like theoretical and like meta almost. It's If on a Winter's Night a Traveler. And I like the premise. It bugs me how every female character in the book and in the books within the books are like just sexual objects for the actual characters who are all men. Shockingly, that irritates me. And it's like, man, there's so much great literature that like could be, or I guess I can't, it could be great. It's great in theory, except that it treats half of the world's populace. I can't even say half of the characters, because less than half the characters are women. But it treats half of the world's populace as though they're just like pretty puppets for the protagonist to project onto. That's a lot of P's. Pretty puppets for protagonist projection. Yeah, and that really irritates me. It is the reason that I could not read any of the Game of Thrones books, and a lot of other books, honestly. Just, that's my biggest qualm with 1984 as well. I like it. I like the premise. I like the thoughts behind it. I like the ideas of our deepest fears and forced scarcity and forced conflict and like propaganda. I absolutely hate the character of Julia because she's not a character, she's a fantasy. And it's ridiculous. And I feel like Italo Calvino he writes women in a very similar way, where they're all like different versions of sexually desirable, or they're like shrews and they're angry and like maybe it'll change. Maybe he'll end up with the angry sister of the desirable woman that he's been chasing since chapter 1. But even if he does, they're still just caricatures, they're still just tropes. And I can't see, and again, that's the thing, that always keeps me hooked. I'm always like, oh, is this going to be a statement on the way that we treat people as though they are characters in a book? Because that's kind of the premise. Like the protagonist is living his life as if his life is a book, as if it's a story. And he's sort of narrating it like, oh, you meet this beautiful woman in a bookshop and you need to get her number, you need to find out. And like, it is very like the not even romanticization, but like novelization, protagonization of like human existence, especially from the lens of a man. And so it could be doing and saying something really clever about how men see themselves as the main character of the novel and they see women as only sexual objects. It could be doing something really cool there. And now I'm intrigued because the last female character that we met was like the love interest of the last male character, but she also never ended up, like, he didn't get her because she was part of a whole like prison break scheme to help the person she actually loved like escape prison. um but she's still, I mean, but I guess that's like, she's still a love interest. She's just like she still is a sort of romantic or sexual object just to someone else. And we don't actually meet the guy who's in prison. So that does give her more agency and more of a story because she is the one who we actively see. She is the one breaking him out of prison. Maybe he is doing something really clever. And I just am irritated and kind of moved at a weird time in the book. I was also reading another book at the same time, which was truly like mind-blowingly good, called Perfection. And it was, so that sounds like a horror movie. It sounds like, maybe, is that a horror movie? The Perfection? I think I might be making that up, but I'm thinking about that horror movie that's, I think it's queer, and it's about a musician, not Black Swan. And it's called something like The Perfection, or like the, it's not the performance, but like the epitome of greatness, kind of like a noun. It's not called the epitome of greatness, but like it's no, it's not The Prestige. That's a different one. Damn it. I was so excited that I got that. Whatever. Anyway, this other book, Perfection, that I was reading, that was like the perfect book to be reading as I tried to like move back to London and like seek out some perfect life that would be fulfilling and would like look good in photos, and like that other people would say was successful and impressive and all the rest. And the perfect book for kind of deciding that that's not actually what I wanted and getting rid of that, and like deleting my Instagram so that I can't be tempted to romanticize and nostalgify and gloss over the difficult parts of my life in favor of making it look prettier. Um, but as a result, like, I started both books kind of right around the same time, and Perfection just really was more, not even more applicable, but it was just like really grabbing my attention, and it was kind of the perfect book to be reading as I was kind of in that process. And I finished it right before I left, which was also kind of perfect. I started it like a week or two after I got to London, and I finished it a week before I left. And it was great, but it made me put down If on a Winter's Night a Traveler. And then I was just like in transit. And like theoretically, that would be a great time to read. That would be the perfect time to read. Obviously not the in transit from Toronto to Montreal, because I was driving in that transit, but like a plane is a great place to read. Although I actually don't love reading on planes. I don't know why. I like a podcast on a plane. I like an audiobook on a plane. I like to crochet or like do something. I think that's the thing. Maybe reading is too stationary. Like I like to be moving somehow. Whether I'm like crocheting or writing or doing a crossword, but like my hands need to be doing something. What was I even, right, I might go do a little reading. Yeah, I have piqued my own interest in If on a Winter's Night a Traveler again. I am very intrigued because it's such an interesting concept. And then like the first female character, the first like 3 female characters introduced. I got something in my mouth. Did I get it? I don't think so, but now I can't feel it anymore. Okay, that's concerning. Didn't get it. The fuck is that? I still don't think I got it. Anyway, I'm gonna go deal with that. Yeah, the first 3 female the first 3 female characters introduced were all like just male fantasies for the protagonist to project desire onto. And it bugged me, shockingly. So yeah, I do think that they might be doing something. Because then we met another female character, and she was like, yeah, the hag, the shrew, the argumentative sister who would be hot if she didn't talk so much. As if that's like the goal. So, but I do, as I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, I may have judged it too quickly. I may need to actually finish the book to see what the book was doing. But I also kind of, that is a weakness of mine, where I'm always like, oh, you could be doing something really cool here. You could be doing something really interesting. And then I get to the end and it's like, oh, no, you weren't. You just squandered all that potential. Cool, thanks. Glad that I spent hours of my life doing this. Although I guess in some way I am glad, because like, I still got to enjoy what it could have been. And maybe that's just another sign that like, I need to be actively writing more. But I've been writing a little bit more the past few days. Past week. I don't know. Not the past week. Yeah, the past week. It doesn't matter. That's not important. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go and just see what I get up to. But I'm gonna take it easy. I've got a couple hours before the afternoon when I want to get working on the bio. And until then, I'm gonna chill. Maybe do a little reading. Maybe not. Who knows? I might make myself a hot chocolate. It feels like a hot chocolate morning. Yeah, I could fuck with a hot chocolate right now. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, well, that's decided then. Talk to you later. So I don't have a kettle right now, and I'm boiling water on the stove, which is like, wow, so retro. So rustic. But the water doesn't actually need to boil to like make a hot chocolate. It just needs to get hot. But I never know like how hot is too hot or how hot is not hot enough. Like I don't want to put the water in and then be like, oh shit, that wasn't hot enough. I used to just use hot water from the tap and that was like fine. So maybe I should remember that. It was fine until the one time that I actually turned the water on cold instead of hot, and then I filled up a cup with hot chocolate powder and cold water and stirred it in and tried to take a sip, and it was disgusting. I mean, it didn't really dissolve, but it was just disgusting. That's gotta be good. That's gotta be fine, right? Yeah, there's the little fish eggs. We're good. We're fine. Now, am I gonna make a mess? Probably. I should probably be doing this over the sink. That's a good idea. Let's go to the sink. Now I'm very nervous about my mug sitting on the sink because I love this mug more than life itself, and I do not want to smash it. Okay. Gorgeous. Look at that. That's definitely hot enough. We're fine. What do I do with this pot now? That's the thing that I hate about these like flat stoves. Like I never know, like is it bad to put a hot pot on one of the cool elements? I guess, is that what the warm zone is for? It says there's a warm zone here. I kind of assumed that was for like keeping things warm. But maybe it's just for like being warm? I don't know. Oh, and I got so distracted by my hot chocolate that I forgot I already put milk in my cereal. What a mess. But that's okay. We're good. We're fine. Oh god, there's hot water everywhere. That's okay. That's fine. I haven't really unpacked all of my kitchen stuff here, because like the kitchen is furnished, and so I only have one of my mugs, and I don't know if other people are like this, but I am insane about my mugs. Like if there's one thing that I'm going to unpack in a place and use my own, it's a mug. Mugs are just so specific, and they gotta be right, and there's so ways that a mug cannot be right. I could probably use a paper towel or a tea towel for this. I think it's just water. I don't think it's actually like hot chocolate mix. Ooh, almost dropped it. I need to stop jinxing myself like that. I'm just like always terrified that I'm gonna break one of my mugs and be devastated. I probably should get dressed. It probably seems like I spend like 95% of my time in pajamas, which might be true. I don't actually know what the number is, but I can't lie, it's a lot. Oh, need these guys. And away we go. Yeah, I might make like a proper breakfast later. Now that I'm saying that, I kind of want eggs, but I was just like, I'm hungry. I had that apple and I'm still hungry. What else could I eat? Cereal it is. And like, there are other options. I could have made eggs. Eggs would be lovely. But I refuse to buy into the propaganda that some foods are only foods for certain times of the day. So if I want eggs for lunch or dinner, I will have eggs for lunch or dinner. I can't have them for, well, I could have chicken whenever I want to. I could have had chicken for breakfast. We're fine. Oh, there goes my plan to like eat at the table and digest things properly. Oh well, I did it with dinner. I'll do it with lunch. There, I'll put my leg down on the floor so I'm a little bit more upright. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, with the taking a bite. I really gotta stop doing that. Although, I do think it's kind of interesting. The like impulse to take a bite of food as you're talking. It's like, or to start talking while you're eating. It's like something is wired into us that like meal times are for discussion and connecting and chatting with people. Which I actually kind of like, because I feel like when I'm eating alone, so often I just like I just eat constantly. Not constantly like all throughout the day, but like I don't take a break between bites because it's like, what else am I gonna do? Like the only target here is eating. Whereas like when you're with people, you're also chatting and it's like, I don't know, it feels like it is a better pace. But I say that and I am consistently always the last person to finish eating whenever I'm eating with other people. So maybe that's not like a normal healthy thing to do and maybe I go a little bit overboard. I swear there was like a spinny rooftop thing that has just disappeared. Oh no, it's on that roof. There it is. I don't know what it is. I assume it's like a fan. But it's just spinning around right now with a bunch of snow on it. And it looks kind of fun. It looks like that egg cup thing that they have in playgrounds. Where it's like sort of slanted and it's like you sit in it and it spins and you feel like you're gonna fly out and die. That thing was terrifying. I did not have the core strength to like keep myself inside it and upright and not puke. It didn't make you feel like you were gonna puke. It just made you feel like you were gonna spin off into another dimension. That is kind of a really cool playground thing, actually. I kind of love that. We should have more stuff like that. Fewer monkey bars, more egg cups. Although, maybe I just have a grudge against monkey bars because I could never really do the monkey bars. And maybe that's probably why we should have more of them, because like arm strength is a good thing to have. Especially with the way the world is going. We all gotta be able to survive. Gotta start training kids from a young age. That's sounding like the Hunger Games. Don't want that, but you know what I mean. Physical fitness will be a necessity when the world crumbles. I don't know what I'm saying. I need to go eat my cereal. I just wanted to get my hot chocolate. It was fun. It's been good while it lasted. But now I'm past it, as Shania Twain says. Okay, that's enough for now. I'm back just to say this hot chocolate is so fucking good. I nailed this. Oh, 4 heaping tablespoons of hot chocolate powder for about a cup and a half. She is gorgeous. She is golden. Oh, truly perfection. Love that. Anyway, now that's enough. I got too eager and I burned my tongue, and now it hurts and I've got Shania Twain stuck in my head. Whatever, no regrets. The hot chocolate's still perfect. I just need to wait a little bit longer. And I need to remove that song from my library of vocal stems. Yeah, that's gonna be in there for a while. Maybe I'll listen to something else to get rid of it, but I felt like I had to update that. It felt cruel to, not cruel. It felt, what's the word? It starts with a D. Deceptive. It felt deceptive to leave it on, ooh, this hot chocolate is perfect, and I'm not gonna have Shania Twain stuck in my head for hours. Because I am, and I burnt my tongue. He's still here. He's moving. He was trying to get up the side. But like, bro, there's a ladder over here. Don't go that way, come this way. So maybe he didn't want to go down the drain. But I don't want him to be stuck in there. Look at him sliding. And I definitely don't want to have to like kill him to use the tub. Like, that's my nightmare. Oh my god, I hate it. I also don't really want him running around the floor. He's way too big for that. But like, how do I get rid of him? I feel like I can't like catch him and release him outside. It's way too cold for that. I don't know. Send help. Send help for the both of us.